What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be doing a quick little interview with two of our stars, Bjergsen and Doublelift. Okay, listen, hard-hitting question. Everyone wants to know, why 100 Thieves?
You first.
What? I mean, I think it's just a mix of everything. I think on the org side, there's a lot of orgs that are not run particularly well in the LCS. I can speak both from experience and from what I hear from others, but I've heard pretty much only positive things from people that I know on the inside at 100 Thieves, so I knew that this would definitely be one of the better places to go, just in terms of the management and how the org is run. Heard a lot of positive things about Nadeshot as well and John Robinson, so that was definitely pushing me towards 100 Thieves, but then also obviously looking at the roster as well. Closer's a really great player. Peter had really high praise for Busio the entire offseason. I know he really wanted to play with Busio the entire time. And I also spent quite a lot of time watching Tenacity play. I watched some of his competitive games and scrims against Someday, and he really impressed me. So, and I'm not going to lie, I think because I was playing on the super team and we weren't very successful, this year is definitely the lowest my stock has been as a player. So it's not like I could just pick and choose between all 10 teams. Honestly, I only really had a couple choices, and between those choices, 100 Thieves was really the best one. Yeah, I want to prove everyone wrong and show that I'm still the best.
Almost exactly what Soren said. I thought.
Oh, you're just gonna copy my answer?
Yeah, I'm just gonna copy your answer and pretend it's mine. Change a few letters. Yeah, I thought Busio was really good at the very beginning of the offseason, and out of all the supports, just the most exciting one to play with. I knew I wanted to play with the more rookie support as well, because I was afraid of like coming back and getting stuck in like an old mindset when it came to bot lane. You know, roster stuff aside, like what someone said about the roster is totally true, but 100 Thieves is just like a cool org, and I also heard good things about management. Like he said, a lot of times bad management just gets in the way of the team, and like anytime there's problems, they just exacerbate the problems and make it like really negative environment. Just a lot of negative feelings towards the org between the players. Only heard good things about 100 Thieves, and you know, in my opinion, the org and kind of like the management is there to like uplift the players, to like facilitate their job, to make things easier for them. And you know, things get tough, they're gonna be there to like help the players get through it. Heard a lot of nightmare stories about other teams, other orgs, where the org is like, you know, actively causing issues for the team. And I really didn't want to get into any of those situations. So, yeah, I mean, I had to juggle a lot of things, right? I had to juggle roster, like how cool the organization is, and salary. Ultimately, I thought the most important thing out of all these things was roster. So it just so happened though, because that 100 Thieves is also really cool. So it's they kind of check two boxes, but I did get exactly what I wanted. So I'm very happy with it.
Which is the bag?
The bag. Let's go. Making the dough, baby.
So, you know, now you're in Korea right now, but what's the vibe of the team? What's the environment like?
Yeah, no, our environment is I would say it's pretty good. What really sucks is pretty early on, Closer, John got sick. So he had to like be kind of like sectioned off. So we're just kind of like 4-man, and he's like solo in his own dojo.
He's no longer with us. There's an empty seat next to me right now.
Yeah, no, we're definitely getting along really well. I think the team, like, it's always a big question mark, right? But also, I think one thing that happens when a team starts off is there's like a honeymoon phase where everyone's putting in like max effort. They're on their best behavior. Like everyone's trying super hard to just like get to know, and they're really excited and optimistic. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a doomsayer or anything, but it does feel like we're in the honeymoon phase, you know? So I just want to see if we can like keep it up. But I do think our team is like, we're getting along really well. It's good vibes all around.
It's good. Is Tenacity a loud voice? I think all the fans know how he is on Twitter. This guy is commenting on anything and everything, and he's pretty wild out there. How's he in the team setting?
He usually has his shirt off at all times.
Eating chicken breast with his shirt off.
He's taking you guys to the gym? You guys going with him, or not doing no fitness?
I was going to the gym until I got sick. Actually, I think almost everyone at this team does some sort of physical activities, even if it's not just like pumping weights. Because, yeah, no, our team is actually very all-around healthy. Health conscious.
All right, I got a question for you, Doublelift. What were the best things about being retired? And then also, what were the worst things?
You know, the best thing was just like I have so much free time. Like I can do whatever I want. If I want to spend a week just hanging out with Lena, I can. If I want to spend a month like playing a random game that I'm like super addicted to, I can. Like whatever personal project I want to do, I can just do it. And I can do that alongside streaming, like because streaming doesn't really take. I mean, this is like funny, but like 30 to 40 hours a week is like so inconsequential amount of time to be like doing something for me that it didn't really feel like work. Like it didn't really feel like streaming was like a full-time job. It could have been though. Like I could have been pumping like 10-hour days, 7 days a week, and then it would have felt like a, I don't know, like a real insane grind. But yeah, it was. I think that's also a curse because my life had like no. The downside to it all is like my life had like no greater purpose or structure, and I started feeling kind of like lost. It's just like I'm my own boss, which is great, but like I'm also my own boss, which means like I don't have to do anything. Like I don't really need to do anything. I like kind of like kick myself in the ass to do something. So I don't know. Everything just started becoming like a chore. I actually am weird. Like I like when someone just lays out a schedule and says like you need to do this. Like this is a goal for the week. This is how many hours we expect you to put in. Like go do this, and then I like to just be there like a bot and grind it out.
So is that why you came back? Was it like a sense of purpose? Like you just wanted the fulfillment for playing? Is that like the main reason you came back? Is there anything else?
Yeah, it's like the greater sense of purpose. Like competition is just like. Personally, I feel like it's a greater fulfillment and it's a more like noble pursuit than entertainment. And I think streaming is entertainment. That's all it is, right? Like whether you're just good at the game or you're funny or like, you know, you're covering like hot topics or whatever, it's all you're really doing is you're entertaining your fans. But like, I feel like competition is cool because you're like doing it with other people. It's like their hopes and dreams, their ambitions. It's like this like more pure use of your time. So yeah, I really started missing it, and watching LCS and watching the AD carries play, I was like, damn, there's no way that I could not be better than that.
That was going to lead me to the next question. I was going to say, I know how you're going to answer it, but like, how do you feel going against all these LCS ADCs? You know, you haven't played against them in a while. You know, you said you're a little rusty, but I'm sure, you know, a few weeks, few months, you're going to feel a lot better. Are you worried at all? Is there anyone you're scared of, or you think they're all trash still?
You know, the two players actually that stood out last year, I'm always like, trying to be as honest as possible, is like, I thought Berserker and Hans really stood out. Like, Hans' laning phase was probably the best in the league, and Berserker just is all around good player. But other than that, no one was really kind of like up to par, in my opinion. Just those two. And I do think that I can be better than either of them. I mean, Hans obviously went back to EU. I think he's on G2 this next split. But yeah, I mean, even Berserker, I think I can be better than him. It's just that the competition is so low. Like when the competition is low, it's like hard to stay at the top. Everyone just kind of gets like flattened out. So yeah, no, I'm really excited to play. I do think I can be really good when I come back. I mean, right now I'm like disgusting. I'm basically like virtually I'm 11 days
not the good kind of disgusting.
Yeah, no, I'm horrible. Like I'm basically 11 days into playing the game after like a pretty huge break. So I said in my vlog, you know, I started as an F. I'd give myself like a D now. That's probably where I'm at. But I think by the time LCS starts, I hope I'll be like acceptable.
Bjerg, same question to you. How do you feel going against the young mid laners now in NA? Is there anyone you're really worried about? Anyone that stands out?
I don't really think so. I mean, I think Jojo is good, and he was definitely the best competition I had last split. Now there's also Vikla and I think maybe Gory, but I don't think Gory is that good actually. So yeah, I guess it'll be fun to play against Vikla. I don't know. Is there any other new mids?
I have no idea, bro.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't even know who I'm playing against. We'll just see. If Mo was in LCS, I might be scared, but I'm just playing against some rants.
Max, we need to get me in there,
Holy
man.
shit. Yassuo himself?
Dude, this is like literally one of the things I told Nate Shaw and Jackson when he was here, and John Robinson when I first signed Times Steve. I was like, listen, if we're either in first place or in last place, just chuck me in for a game. Like, that doesn't hurt. What do you guys think about that? Would you guys be down? Like, would you be pissed?
But
Peter,
don't you need to be like Diamond 2 or above to play in LCS?
Okay, here we go. All right.
I've seen Yassuo LeBlanc in solo queue quite a few times. We need to pump those CS numbers up. Usually about 5 CS per minute.
I don't know why your memory is so good all of a sudden here. And you're actually for information, I'm 700 LP. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No flex.
Right now, for real?
You're
Yeah,
crazy.
You're actually higher LP than probably our entire team.
Yes, sir. I'll come to Korea soon too. I'll outrank you guys there. Okay, I'm lying. Now I'm just capping for no reason. Back to the interview. No one cares about me. Listen, guys. You guys have played together 3 times in 2016, 2017, 2020. You won 3 LCS titles together. Obviously, something was working. Why do you think you two always found so much success playing together?
I think my aggressive playstyle really counteracts his passive one. So we... Okay, no. I was actually gonna say...
People are gonna think you're actually serious,
I'm sorry.
He forces me away from my tower. He's like, Bjergsen, leave your fucking tower, bro.
Yeah, joking. I was actually gonna say, not even directly answer your question, but it's funny that like most of the times we play together, we don't even play together for the whole split. We just have like a horrendous Worlds run. After like I'm either on another team where I like take a break, like early 2017, and I just come in for summer, we win, and then go Worlds. All right, see you in 2 years. That's usually how it goes, no? Even 2016 when we won, the first split we had like the Yellow Star roster, which was a total disaster.
It was a bit of a disaster, yeah.
But why don't you answer this one, Soren?
I don't know exactly why. I mean, I think something that we're good at is we often disagree with each other, and we have a lot of arguments, but there's never any hard feelings. Like, we can always just have arguments and disagree with each other. I think both of us are pretty open-minded to what the other one has to say, and it can even get heated, and I know that by like the next scrim or the next day, there's going to be no hard feelings. We're just going to be friends again, which I think is a good precedent to set in an environment for the rest of the team. And it just shows that you can disagree and it not affect your actual relationship, and you can be mature. And I think that's really important, that you know how to both have fun and how to have these serious, difficult conversations. I think Peter and I have a lot of fun, and we goof around, and we also are good at getting serious when we need to. I think that's one of the things that helps us win together, probably.
I think on top of that, I think we have like a good influence on our teammates' improvement throughout the split, because we do have a lot of like open discussions. We're not afraid to like confront either each other or other teammates about just things that need to be talked about, or things like, like putting our foot down on something that we feel like should be stopped, like right there in its tracks. Like, okay, we're not going down this path anymore. Like, you're not playing this champion, or whatever it is. So yeah, I think Soren's pretty magnetic, I would say. Like, he can really drive the team in either direction. Like, he can be the win condition for the team, everyone playing around him and him carrying, or he can be really sacrificial, and we can like play to both side lanes. And he drives a lot of the strategy, I would say. I think we both like add a lot to the strategy of the team. Also, it definitely helps that because we played for a long time, like, we don't really ever play worse in playoffs. It's obviously really important that you just like you maintain your form like when the pressure is super high. And I could just think of like a million clutch moments that we both had when it really matters. I mean, at the end of the day, you only win when like you get into like game 5 moments and you just play really well in the one important game, right? Like that is it. That's the series. That's like game 5, the final team fight. Like, did you play well in that one moment? So yeah, I think we both usually do pretty well in those situations. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. I actually have no idea. I always look back all that stuff and I'm just like, damn, how did that happen? I mean, you look at the stats with me too. Like, I have like 100% win rate with Pobelters, so you're not special. I'm 3 for 3
Or
with Pope. Let's go.
maybe me and Pobalto are both special.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I like that way of thinking about it. Maybe a little more positive. So you guys also haven't been playing with too many rookies recently, but now you have Busio and you have Tenacity. How is it playing with them?
It's been a good time. I think my roster on TL just had too many old men and needed some young man energy. So I think especially with the way that the game is trending, Riot is, I think, making the game less and less strategic and a lot more just individual. Like they're just forcing objectives to be really powerful, and you just need to have like good laning phase, good champion pool, and good mechanics and team fighting. Even the teams that are in the World's Finals obviously had a lot of players that are super young and strong mechanical players. And I think that's kind of the recipe for our success, is having a good balance between more veteran players and younger players that just have that are just really individually skilled.
You know how like in season 4, like, or I forget, it was like a really early season, the insect was like invented, right? And then for a player who started playing like season 2, that was like a revolutionary thing. It was like, holy shit, an insect. But like fucking a rookie player who just started playing the game, like, I don't know, season 6, it's like an insect is like basic. Like that stuff is just like, they started the game learning that shit. It's like a gold player should be able to do that. So I think like rookie players always have like they just have a different starting point, like a different viewpoint on the game. So it's always good to have like different perspectives. I do agree, when you have too many boomers, like it gets like too rigid. So I'm glad we have a good mix. But yeah, I mean, like I think obviously me and Soren are still extremely mechanically talented, but when you have like too much of the same type of mindset, or even just like too many people who just like are not willing to budge, yeah, I could see a team just. But also, if you have a team of like 5 rookies, I don't think that's gonna work either.
So Peter, how is it like laning with Busio? You know, he's new, straight from amateur to academy, in and out, just straight into LCS. How's it like laning with him?
No, he's great. He's got a great attitude. He's always reviewing his own mistakes. I think honestly, sometimes to a fault, because like I'll oftentimes make like the way bigger mistake, but then he'll just be looking at like the thing he did wrong, and I'm like, did you not see what I was doing? And he's like, not really. So he's really focused on himself, which I think is obviously a very good thing. For self-improvement, he's like, I don't know, man, he's like a perfect fucking teammate. That's all I could say. He's like taking notes, he's always looking at replays, he's always thinking about how to improve, like asking for 2v2s with other bot lanes, you know, checking a bunch of different VODs for like matchup knowledge. So I couldn't be happier with the kind of person that I'm laning with. He's really good. He's also very talented. Like he's just like, his baseline skill is super high, and I think his like propensity to improve is really amazing too. So I think together we're gonna be great. Honestly, I'm a little bit I'm like ashamed, because I wish I'd come in with like better form, because then if I was like playing really solid myself to start with, like I could like really boost him up more. But I'm also focusing on myself right now, because my form is not great. So I have really high hopes for him though. He's really great.
Nice. That's super high praise. I'm sure he'd love to hear that. And he probably will when he watches this interview later.
I know, dude. The funny thing is, he stepped out right as you asked that question, so he probably like wasn't here while I was like jerking him off. Figuratively, of course.
Yeah, I think you guys have a pretty healthy mix. You know, you two, then you have the 2 rookies, and then you kind of have someone in between, I guess, with Closer. What's it like having Closer as your jungler?
I mean, he hasn't really been in my room for the past week because he's been sick, so...
Dude, I swear, he's in an isolation pod. Like, I barely hear him. He's good vibes, though, I gotta say. He's taking it like a champ. Like, he's usually in good spirits.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I just know Closer's a good player, you know? I've been playing against him, I was watching him when I was coaching, and even just in our limited scrims, I mean, we only scrim like 2 or 3 days, but... He has some games where he just kind of pops off and just smurfs the whole game, so...
Yeah.
Closer is just someone that I just know he's a really great player. I mean, I had to play against his freaking Wukong this year, and he played it 1 game, and my whole team is just, we have to ban Closer's Wukong, we can't win. So yeah, there's just no doubt in my mind that Closer is a really great player.
I didn't obviously get to play with him, but I did get to watch him. One thing that stood out to me so far from scrims is he's like more creative than I thought. I thought he would be like more standard, like run of the sort of, yeah, not run of the mill, but just more predictable, but some of the plays he goes for, I feel like are very creative. Like some of the calls he makes. So that was really nice to see.
Listen, we got a brand new season of League of Legends. This preseason feels very different. I feel like they added a lot of things, changed up a lot of the items, some of the new champions. I see Xante is one of your favorites, Bjerg. You might have to teach Tenacity a little bit because his win rate's not looking
Yeah, I'll help him out. Yeah, it's been looking rough.
But what do you guys think overall about the preseason?
AD carries didn't really change at all. So for me, the game feels almost the same. Except there's like more broken bruiser champs that are just running over my games. But yeah, man, bot lane, I gotta say, if you play bot lane and you kind of like watched Worlds a little bit, and you're like thinking, oh man, is the game like super different now? No, it's basically identical from Worlds.
Yeah, I think in solo queue the game's pretty different. I think for me, I would have liked if Riot did a little bit more balancing of the Worlds patch champions, because I think a lot of the champions that were really strong, at least in mid for Worlds, we just saw like Azir, Akali, Sylas almost every single game, and those champions are completely unchanged from Worlds. And also mid lane, it's not like mid lane items, for example, changed in like a significant way. The biggest thing I noticed is just that junglers and top laners will just like 1v9 the keyboard frequently, because you just pick any champion in top lane that builds Ravenous into Yassuo, and I think the shielding jungle item just looks really strong. Like they just build it on any carry champ, and it feels really hard to kill them. They did nerf it a little bit, but I feel like jungle is kind of OP.
Would you say this is one of the better preseason changes, or one of the worst ones?
It's just so mid for me. It didn't ruin the game, but
I like the Chemtech map though. I like the super blast cones that just shoot you across the entire map. Those are pretty funny. I liked it a lot better than the like last year's when it had the like shadowy
the
area.
camouflage. I already forgot about that one.
Yeah, I hated that so much. But I think the blast cones are really funny. So
They're pretty fun, yeah.
it might be really annoying to play against in competitive, but because now they have the portal map and they have the super blast cones.
Yeah,
there's just so many maps where you feel like you can't show on a side lane without someone just like triple blast coning from mid lane and murdering you or portaling behind you.
No, the Chemtech map is no way gonna stay the way it is. Like, it's also like there's like 3 scrying orbs per quadrant of the jungle, so you can just never ward because they will always just kill they'll scry and like sweep the entire jungle out. Like it's like so hard to hide in the jungle against Chemtech. But other than that, I don't know. They barely changed anything. I feel like I guess what they did is they made a bunch of items that are really broken for like melee champs with Hydra plus Yassuo. Yeah, I agree with Storm. I wish they changed more. I really wish that they would switch the meta back to melee supports. I think the game is just so much more fun when it's melee supports and not enchanters.
What are your expectations for this year on 100 Thieves?
Uh-oh.
Take it away, Soren. Hit him with
Take it away,
expectations. Lay it down. Lay down some realistic expectations, but not too realistic.
Yeah. You know what I said on TL? I said, if we don't win both splits, it's a disappointment.
Oh my god, you said that?
So now I'm going to say,
run it back. Say it again.
If we don't win both splits, it's going to be a disappointment, guys.
You heard it here. Locked in from Bjergsen. Doublelift.
Locked in.
It's actually so weird. Like it almost feels delusional to say, but I don't expect any. Like I always just expect to win every split. So I'm gonna echo Sword here. If we don't win both splits,
oh, but he's actually serious.
No. Wait, you were?
No, I don't know. I mean, it's like I didn't. If you're not playing to win, then what's the point? I mean, is it realistic? I don't know. I don't think it was very realistic in season 8 when I was on that TL roster for us to just expect to win everything, but. Yeah, I think we have a lot of work to do, that's for sure. We got a lot of work to do. We're going to be slow starters, but I think by the end of Spring Split, we should be really good. I expect us to be really good.
Perfect. I think that's what everyone wanted to hear. Any final words? Anything you guys want to say to any fans watching the video?
Man, dude, I'm not good at that. Fans.
What do you mean? You've been a content creator for 2 years. All you've been doing is talking to the fans.
Huge shout out to the fans. Thank you guys for all your support. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Whoa! He's a natural.
He's actually doing my job for me. Perfect.
Bro, come on. Don't do me like this.
And I'm so happy I got to be interviewed by Mo again.
I know.
It's been too long.
Of the scene. Thank you.
Don't say again, man.
It's honestly the primary reason that I joined 100 Thieves, so that this could happen. So I'm really grateful. Thank you.
You are quite the X factor in the negotiations.
Yeah. Have you seen my contract? It has like one interview with Mo every quarter.
No, I wasn't
That's
looking at that.
requirement.
I was looking at all the zeros, but yeah, that was there too. I guess perfect, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer all these questions. The fans were really interested and they wanted to know what was going on in your lives. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed the video. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you did, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Peace.